And there it is. It didn't take me very long, actually, to use it with that rasp, because this isn't real wood. See how I got those lined up pretty good now? And this one was lined up before. See? Okay, so now I'm concentrated on making sure the outside lined up, and I may have to redo these two little ones after I glue these. The first thing I'm going to do is glue this one, then this one, then this one. Okay, over in there. Then I can finalize anything with these two if I need to, or scoot these around, whatever. Okay, so my next step is to flop those over and glue those and mask them down to the floor. Oh, where's my masking tape? Up, down, up, down, up, down off the floor. Okay. I'm still on the first tube of caulking, because I'm not putting that much on here, but enough to get it to stick. You just dab it, dab, 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 whatever. Get all my lint off of there. And before I do this one, I'm going to put just a little bit on the end, right there. Now I'm going to push that in there, right like that. Wipe that off. I just wipe it on top of my hand. See, I didn't get much on there at all. Now, make sure that's on there. Get the masking tape on there. See anything hard about this? I don't. This is going to look really good when it gets done. That one. Let's just keep it going here. I'm gonna put you just put you right here. I don't know. Now I like to work from left to right, so I'll get you over right like that. Remember what part to glue, because I'm only gluing the part that goes up against the base, not the floor. Okay, don't get it on the floor, because if anything happens to your floor later on, it buckles or something, and they find out you nailed or glued something down to the floor, they're going to say, oh, voids our warranty, we don't have to fix it. Sorry about that. We told you. Look at it in your manual, the directions that we showed you, and we told you, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm not even going to put the masking tape on that one just yet, in case I need to slide it off to the right a little bit, off to the left a little bit. I think it's actually pretty good where it's at. Now, I can get this one back here. And I gotta remember to keep that carpet out of the way. And I think I had to put just a little bit extra there, remember? Okay, that should, I think that'll do it. There's that piece. I got just a hair high there, so I want to pull that off. Okay. For two reasons. I don't want that caulking to show. I want it to be nice and clean when I get ready to put the other caulking. And I want it dry there so that I can put my masking tape up, okay? Right like that. In fact, I'm not even gonna put my masking tape on there yet. I'm gonna fit these other two pieces in case I need to push this back or forward just a hair, okay? Now it's all about double checking my fits here. Line that up. And that actually looks really good, right? Like that. I'm more concentrating on the outside from tip to tip rather than up at the baseboard. If I push it tight to the baseboard, it's pushed in a little bit, and that allows a little bit for the caulking anyways. So I'm good. I'll put a little bit extra on the back side and some on the angles. Just like that. And I'm going to push that in there. Voila! Okay. And there's a little extra there. I can take that off with my screwdriver, whatever. Okay. Now, before I call that good, before I put masking tape on that, I'm going to check this other one. Let's see how this fits, in case I need to slide that other one over. Okay. I'll push that in, concentrating from point to point. It looks like I can shave this one just ever so slightly. Looks like I could maybe go in just a little more. Not a whole lot. Line that up in there. That looks nice. That looks very nice. Ooh, that's some caulking there. I pulled the end, or I depressed that, I thought, but it didn't come off all the way. I've got a lot of caulking on this one. Some of it could spooge out, that's all right. But see, not a whole lot is going to spooge out. I'm lining that up. I need to get it off. Okay. Push that in a little bit there. Go. That looks good. What do you think? That's just the start. See? Now, put the masking tape up there, and then I'll let that dry for a couple days. Then I'll pull the masking tape out and put a nice bead around there. Check these outside corners. Do any rasping on any of these little edges. Do any filling. That needs to be with caulking and that kind of thing. Okay, that up there. Let's see, now I can put this one here. Just kind of fold the masking tape over. Try not to get in your way. Let's see if I can't move you back a little bit. I'll put you right here. Okay. There we go. There we go. And there we go. There. Okay. Look at that. That's how we did that. Look. See? I mean, can you imagine doing the whole thing? I mean, I just dread anybody having to do this, even with a nail gun and a chop saw, an electric miter saw, and all that kind of stuff, you still got a lot of work to do that way. Then you have to fill the nail holes, you still have to caulk it, and then you've got to paint it because you've got to caulk over the nail holes and all that kind of stuff. And you're right up against the floor, you got to cut it in, you got to put masking tape down on the floor. I've done that before, put masking tape down along the floor, along the side or something like that on tile or laminate flooring, and then paint. Yeah, there's things you can do like that. But see, when I get done with this, virtually after this, after it all dries, I pull the masking tape up, run a thin little bead of white caulking, that brilliant white you saw the first episode. I was showing you what I was going to use. Put a nice bead of caulking on the top edge of that, and look at any imperfections, look at the outside corners, look at the inside corners, anywhere where I've got a 45-degree corner like this over here. I mean, that 45-degree corner is pretty tight, isn't it? But I don't care what you do when you have white and your lines are like that tight, you're still going to see a black line unless you put caulking there. You see what I mean? Even that is up tight, but you see the black line. So all that's going to have to be caulked. And all the inside corners. See? That inside corner there, look how tight it is. That's good, isn't it? Just with that little back saw, that little plastic back saw, that plastic miter box and the back saw. And on these, it went right up next to the cabinet. And on the cabinet, I had to take off the trim, the quarter round on that before I took up the old floor, and then I saved it all. Took the nails out, filed the nails down and everything. And on that piece, it was straight from before. Then I had to cut it at an angle right there to fill that in. See? And this piece will look like that. And all the painted white will just go up to there. I had to do the same thing like that over here. So I had to find that little piece. I had to cut that at an angle, fit that in there. That piece came in two pieces, so I had to fit that in, make sure I had that lined up. There's lots of time, energy, and effort in doing just the quarter round. You know, it takes you a while. Okay, it's just going to take a while. No matter what you do, if you want to do it yourself, know that you've got a few days involved with that, down on your hands and knees, cutting, filing, get yourself that rasp. And then every once in a while, I had to use some little finish nails. I had some little tiny finish nails in there. My smallest drill bit that I have, and fit it in there. Use my nail set. This one was one spot where I needed to push that down to hold it, and then I'll just caulk that. Okay. And there was a couple other places where I had some nails, and I let the nails stick up a little bit. I can pull those out later after it dries, or I can set those in. Okay, I only used just a handful of nails in here, maybe 7 or 8 total. See, here's one right here. See, that one right there. And I'll set that. See, it's sticking out. I'll set that after this dries, and then there'll be a little hole there with my nail set, and I'll fill that up with caulking. So every once in a while, you're going to have to do that. All right? Okay. So that looks really good. I've got everything except now what I have to do, yes, I've got to do this closet. Waiting for that last, I'm going to have to move all that stuff out. That's okay. I'll move it. I'll stack it over in there somewhere and get that closet done. And I'll do it everything exactly like I showed you how I did this stuff here. Okay, well, that's it for this particular episode, but I'm going to have more of this showing you pulling the, what am I going to talk about next time? Pulling masking tape off, caulk cleaning, making sure I get the dust off there, making sure that the caulking is going to be a nice clean area there. I may wipe everything down, make sure there's no little bits of caulking showing so I can clean those off so it doesn't affect my new caulking. Wipe the floor down, and I might even end up putting masking tape at on the floor here. Boom, 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 boom. That way when I caulk, it's not going to get on the floor either way. I'm going to have to, when I caulk that, I'm going to have to pull the masking tape right up real quick and then wipe off anything on the transitions and all that, clean that off. I'll show you all that next time. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Hello, Woody.